Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the week ending 18th of February 2023. Apologies for being a week late. As you can see, I'm in a different venue this week and there's slightly different background music. That's because I'm on location in Uganda. So, Rhyme of the Times week ending 18th of February 2023. The Irish protocol could be dumped, giving Boris the hump while Sturgeon has jumped and Lancs police are still stumped. Rihanna shows her bump. Political buffs had guessed we'd be virgin on the brink of seeing the end of Miss Sturgeon. But most of the rest of us were in some shock when Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock the Scottish First Minister addressed the press, explained she was quitting, she needed a rest. She stressed this reason quite strenuously, but also for some disingenuously. They said the timing was what was most telling. Nicola was getting out before the roof fell in. Scottish independence is far from in the bag, and the Gender Recognition Bill has hit a big snag, causing Nicola's knickers to get in a twist as Westminster's overruling she tries to resist. High approval ratings are now not so high, and many are also turning their eye to her husband's possible impropriety, specifically concerning his loan to the SNP. On the streets of Glasgow, reaction was gauged, and in general it was boundless indifference that raged. A sincere orateur, or a little bit phony, calm during COVID, but a one-trick pony. The one trick was to win an indie ref rerun, a mission that still remains undone. From Nicola's missed mission to a Nicola missing, Miss Bully's case still has the country wishing, hoping for the news that Nick has been found to shut up wannabe Sherlocks and fake news hounds. On Wednesday the police had this matter addressed when in St Michael on Wire they spoke to the press. The amateur detectives and online sleuths, social media trolls, wing nuts and goofs had turned initial police ire into fearing their work was suffering from too much interfering. So DS Becky Smith seemed stressed as she stressed. Public help was welcome, but she must request the conspiracy theorists kindly take a break, along with every other online fruit cake. There were some words that D.S. Smith uttered that had the press room in an instant flutter. She said she'd made Nicola a high-risk case because of certain vulnerabilities that she faced. Eyebrows and questions were raised instantly, but Miss Smith stayed stum for Nicky's family. Behind the scenes, it seems they were then consulted, and a few hours later a police statement resulted. Nicola had been suffering from some alcohol issues, struggling with menopause had triggered its misuse. This detail was given to end speculation and misrepresentation about the investigation. The police were trying to take control of the case that seems increasingly like a wild goose chase. But critics put them straight back on the defensive, saying their game was at Nicola's expense if, by making this unusual computation, they inadvertently harmed Nicky's reputation. If you have a chance, you should grab it whole, even if you end up down a huge rabbit hole. That was Blair's bold approach in 1998 when he went to Stormont to negotiate. He was new as PM, perhaps wet behind the ears. His naive courage brought the first peace for many years. We are now a quarter of a century on, and the heady hope of the Good Friday deal's not quite gone. And number 10 again has a new young upstart, charismatic, broad smile, intellectually smart, keen to silence doubters, bang heads together to crack a new Brexit-fueled Irish dilemma. On Thursday it seemed the impossible could happen, although patience with the DUP was close to snapping. When Rishi went to Munich Friday morning, a less optimistic outlook had started dawning, and then Boris Johnson. Remember him? Decided it was time that he waded in. So would there be a breakthrough on the Irish protocol? By the end of the week it was too close to call. At the Munich Security Conference, Rishi doubled down on the need for the West to confront the Kremlin clown. Putin's tactics are clownish, but his antics aren't funny, killing until he's lost his men, mind and money. While 800 of his soldiers are slaughtered each day, he long ago lost his rubles, most of us say. And speaking to the conference, Zelensky's refrain, weapons, not words, are required for Ukraine. The West must supply ammo, tanks and planes for the world to avoid a fate even worse than Ukraine's. Super Bowl on Sunday in Arizona State saw the Chiefs edge the Eagles 35-38. As always, the unexpected happened at the break. This time it was an unforeseen bump, for God's sake. Rihanna performed and revealed she's expecting. It seems the whole crowd was quite unsuspecting. That same day the US was still popping balloons that had spooked the US government and sci-fi loons. Theories went to and fro about UFOs, extraterrestrial, more like US foes, aiming to keep Capitol Hill on its toes. The debris from the first one apparently shows it was being used for the Chinese to spy. Then more strange blimps were seen in the sky. Now it seems the weirdos of the world are turning an eye skywards to spy and pry and come up with a lie. Any balloon baloney for their fellow nerks to buy.